Today on Suncoast View, it's graduation season, but the top high school seniors know that a 4.0 GPA is no longer the best. It takes more than that these days. We'll explain.
Teachers are getting a chance to be more creative in the classroom, thanks to Any Given Child Sarasota. We'll get a demonstration from students from Booker Elementary.
A local boutique shows us how royal wedding fashions work for our own weddings right here on the Suncoast. All that more right now on Suncoast View.
Welcome to the show, and welcome back to Maria Shadler-Luera of Any Given Child Sarasota.
Thank you.
Great
Thanks
to have
for having me.
A lot of fun to have you here. Tell us again and remind everyone about the mission of Any Given Child.
Sure. Any Given Child is a program from the Kennedy Center that was brought to Sarasota 7 years ago. 25 communities in the whole country are in Any Given Child community, and Sarasota was the 6th community.
What an honor.
And we expand and enhance arts education in Sarasota County.
And we're going to get to see how incorporating the arts really helps the kids learn the stuff. Because sometimes it's hard to just sit there and take notes and stare at a book and spit it back out for a test.
Yes.
You know,
And memorize.
Yes, it's an approach to learning and teaching. So teachers get to learn about how to teach through the arts, and students have a wonderful time learning through the arts.
That's how I know the names of the first presidents, through a song.
Right.
You know? And I know people know the
Right.
states that way and stuff.
Well, we learn our ABCs that way.
Sure we do.
Absolutely.
And you're next level. With that,
Yes.
Well, and not only you are a busy working professional, but also a working mom. Now, we'll show a picture of the family. You may recognize your husband, Will, since he is on our show frequently as well from Florida Studio Theater. But introduce us to the girls.
Absolutely. You have there Olivia and Layla. And this was our last trip to Boston. Will and I had to go for the Women in Comedy Festival to perform, representing Florida Studio Theater. And we took the girls, you know, it's their old hometown. They were born in Cambridge, so they like visiting and walking around and looking, oh, that's the hospital I was born.
Oh, that's fun. And a different climate, obviously. Fun to get the cool temperatures.
That was the only day that was sunny, by the way, that we captured in a picture.
And most of us who moved from up north remember, oh, wow, sun used to be a rarity.
Yes. When you get there, you're like, I do not miss this.
Yes, the gray. None of us miss the gray. Well, we're very glad you're here.
Thank you.
And have a lot of fun today. We also have a new face in the kitchen, Executive Chef James from Eliza Ann's Coastal Kitchen, and that is part of the new Waterline Marina Resort. Welcome.
Great. Welcome. Thank you so much.
What are we making today?
We're going to do pecan crusted red snapper.
Oh,
that sounds good.
That sounds very good. Well, let's brag a little bit about Waterline because obviously Anna Maria, one of our favorite places.
Yep.
You are the only full-service hotel on Anna Marina. So tell us, Anna Maria, tell us everything that Waterline has to offer.
Waterline is located at 5325 Marina Drive in Holmes Beach. We're full service. We have Eliza Ann's Coastal Kitchen that's inside Waterline Marina. We also have a 50 marina slip for boaters to come in. We have a beautiful pool. We also have Mainsail Beach Inn, which is our parent property, beach condominium rentals up on the beach. We basically do everything. We're part of the Autograph Collection by Marriott.
Sure.
We are a 37 two-bedroom boutique hotel. Nothing of its kind there in Anna Maria.
And what a wonderful little getaway for anybody staycationing this summer. That would definitely be the place to be.
I'm saying field trip. I know I throw that out there every once in a while. But
I'm with you.
I wouldn't mind getting a room and a boat.
I'll be the guest host.
There we go. We're planning it. All right, looks good, and we will speak more with you to find out about the excitement at Eliza Ann's as we go throughout the show. It is time for our first hot topic, and achieving perfection is no longer enough for high school seniors headed to college. Well, it's no wonder teens are stressed out. A 4.0 grade point average does not mean what it used to. Getting straight A's in regular high school classes does not put you at the head of the class. Instead, there's a weighted graded system involving advanced placement classes and even community college credits. That's what it takes now to attract the attention of top state schools. So it's essentially a numbers game. And the reason that you will notice the students in Suncoast schools now are graduating with 5, 6, even 7-point GPAs. Competitive students describe it as years of stress and constantly trying to get more points on that GPA. Did you know this was happening?
No.
Yes,
Oh.
I did.
Linda did. Yeah, you did.
Yes, my daughter taught Chinese to get into college to show she was
right,
you know,
well-rounded.
she was well-rounded and was involved in community service. So yes, it's been building up and building up.
I mean, there were advanced placement classes when I was in school, but they weren't to this level. And it was also it was extra. You know, it was kind of a bonus if you did that. It wasn't. It wasn't almost what feels like, I guess, you
What
have
it
to do that
takes.
to be average now, right?
What it takes. Now, Maria, I hate to have this conversation with you. I told Joey I'm going to scare the woman with young children.
I know, I'm just starting kindergarten. And I didn't go to college here because I went to college in Brazil, so I missed all of that. And as my kids go through school, that's how I learn how the school system works, really, from that perspective as a parent.
And you're getting used to it early because the little kids, the first graders, bring home homework. I mean, lots and lots of homework.
Yes.
And we didn't have that when I had children.
Yeah, I have very mixed emotions on it, and Joey knows I approach this delicately because I have a graduating senior. It is a game. There is no other way to put it, and it's a numbers game. And you just sort of have to decide if it's worth it to the child, because it's the student that has to do it. To do that, if the student decides this is where I want to go and this is what I want to do, as a parent, I've simply said, okay, I'm going to tell you what it takes, and you decide, is it worth it to you to take 5 AP classes, to spend your evenings at community college? And for a lot of these kids, it is worth it.
Right. Yes.
And that is what they've done, and there are the payoffs. I feel very bad for the student who does get great grades, but doesn't play the game, play the numbers game, and then find out that what they've done isn't enough. Because what they've done used to be perfectly fine, and guess what? Taking 8 high school classes and getting A's is a huge accomplishment, but it is no longer enough.
And the concept of a game like that isn't new. This is a whole different game, but I remember, I didn't need a specific math class for my major, so I took one that I knew that I was going to ace, so I took practical math or something like that.
Right.
So I think some of us have played these various types of games just to make sure that our GPA is up, but this is, a lot of us, when we look at high school kids, I'm like, why aren't they working? Why aren't they doing this? Why aren't they studying?
Oh, yeah.
Well, it's because they've got, 20 hours of studying each day just to keep their head afloat.
And what about
There's a
kids that
lot.
absolutely have to work? It's not fair to appreciate that or expect that they will get the time to go to community college at night. Or what about the student that doesn't have a car and can't get to community college at night just to boost their high school GPA?
Yeah.
I mean, it's definitely stacked against certain students. So
But you can still get into other colleges.
absolutely
You can still, even if you're working and you don't have time for all that other, you can still, with really good grades, you can get
But if
into
your goal is to get into the University of Florida, you had better play that
Well,
game.
and as someone who is reminded every month of what my college debt is, I would say that if someone could knock off or at least get ahead while they're still in high school of some of their college credits, then maybe that is time well spent.
And there is a huge benefit because when you take those community college classes, it's called dual enrollment. You get the college credit at the same time you get the high school credit. You are getting free college credit.
Right.
So the bonus of the kids working so hard is that, it's saving tens of thousands of
That's
dollars
That is a great
huge.
in
bonus.
tuition. So I mean, I appreciate the child that has done it for the money factor, but it's hard on the kids. It's hard.
Yeah.
And it's a
It's-
different high school world than we knew.
Yes, but life is going to be like that.
Well,
life is harder than it used to be.
Linda, I knew you'd
College
take
is-
my, and that's what you say to the kids, and I feel harsh saying it, but guess what? Life involves a numbers game, and you either got to play the game or get out, pick a different game.
Right, because you've got to make good grades in college. It's not going to be as easy as I remember it being in the old days. So you've got to work, and when you get out of school, they're not going to take it easy on you.
It just seems like they're learning it awfully young.
Yeah, and what do? We just cross our fingers and hope that they still have humanity, that there's still any space for humanity in all of
There
that
is a lot, for
coursework.
sure.
There is. It's a lot. It's a lot to be a kid these days. So give a big hats off to the graduates. They've been through a lot in the last 4 years. Well, it has been revealed that Kate Middleton will not be bringing her newborn Prince Louis to the royal wedding this week. In fact, I just learned that the other 2 children will not be attending certainly the evening festivities. Kate is being praised for this choice. As much as the world would love to see the new baby more, this day is about Harry and Meghan, according to her. Obviously, Kate has an endless amount of help so that she can be apart from Prince Louis. But for those of us without a cavalry of nannies, is it ever okay to bring a baby to a wedding?
I don't think so. because it's always going to be a distraction. Even if the child is really, really good, people are going to be saying, oh, how cute, what a cute baby. And it should be all about the wedding couple. It should be their day.
I agree. And you know, I think it depends on the couple, because there are certain couples, it's just like we have certain friends that we know, couples that you're like, a child should not be anywhere near any of their parties, events, even their home.
Restaurants.
Yeah, or it's a couple, like if you're going out to dinner with them, do not even think about bringing the kids. They're just not that kind of couple.
Right.
And then you have the couples where if the baby cries, you almost would have to expect the bride to go, oh, just hand me the baby, and I'll hold the baby for the rest. So you do, I think, have to weigh them out. In general, I hope I don't get flack for this, but you know, there are places where babies aren't appropriate. You know?
Yes.
And a movie theater, I think, is one of an adult film, or of a film that is not a cartoon.
Yes,
Yeah,
I
we've
agree,
done that
Joey.
before.
And
I mean-
the child's not comfortable either.
Yeah.
Because children do need attention, and they
do.
don't sit still for long periods of time. They're not made like that. So. There are places you can leave them.
Maria,
They're
have you had-
grandmothers. I'm a
Yes.
grandmother.
Have you had to leave kids at home?
Yes, absolutely. And we've been invited. I think it's when we have young children that we get invited to a lot of weddings, because
Right.
that's when
The age.
all of our
Everybody's
friends
getting
the same
married.
age are getting married, and it's very hard. But it's always, we check. We ask
Right.
them, is this kids friendly or not? And we absolutely respect what they say. So we'll either figure out childcare if we can't bring them, and we've done that even on a destination wedding. We had to figure that out.
Right.
Yeah.
Or we bring them if they say definitely kids welcome, and so because either they know their friends or their family. Then
Right.
if it's
Yeah.
family,
Yeah.
they know the kids will
But
be
then
there.
you are responsible for them when they're there, and then you don't.
Right.
Exactly.
Oh, now we
Fun.
did that. My son got
Same.
married here, and they were all from Atlanta, so we had childcare in our house. The wedding was
Yes.
at our house,
a
so
good
we
idea.
had somebody
Oh,
to
yeah.
come and
Yes.
entertain the children in a whole different area. Then they could come out
Those are
and
the
be
best kinds
cute
of
for the
weddings.
reception.
Yes,
Exactly.
And then the kids know their other family members and cousins and friends of family
They have
as
fun.
kids. Yeah, they have their own
I'm
party.
sure the kids had more fun at the house than
Yes.
they would have at the wedding.
They did have a
Absolutely.
great time, and they still remember my house as a fun place to come.
Yes.
And did your house survive?
Absolutely.
That would be my concern. Woo, scary on that one. All right, well, kids as young as 9 could soon be screened at the doctor for drugs. Screened, not tested, which just means a conversation about awareness. The Academy of Pediatrics now says 9-year-olds have access to drugs and are using drugs and know what drugs are, especially prescription medication, and that even as young as 9, it is important to begin to ask questions. All right, I'm going to stick this on the mom of young children here. 9
That
years
is
old.
very scary.
That's what I thought. I'm not
Very
sure
scary.
I
I
can.
mean, my child is turning 9 in a couple of months. It's
So if the
very scary.
pediatrician says, "Do you know what drugs are?" Would you be okay with that?
I think it would be okay. I think having the conversation, it's not too early, to explain things, and we have certainly talked about this. Sometimes if she will see someone in the streets that clearly is intoxicated, we'll talk about like, why do they look that way? And we can talk about it. But
Well, I think it points out, if they do have the conversation, that there are things that you don't eat or take because
Absolutely.
they take vitamins, they take other things
Or a
like
kid
that.
in their class could be
Yes.
on ADD meds or something, and they can see someone in their
Yeah.
class is
Right.
taking a medication. Well, oh, can
And
I have
vitamins are good.
Why can't
Right.
I do that?
Yeah,
Right,
so
right.
I
At a
think they need
party.
to know the
You know,
difference,
yeah.
and they listen to outsiders sometimes better than they do their parents. So the authority figure of a doctor, I think, would be a good person to point that out.
Yeah, and it saves the first initial awkward conversation from mom, because the first conversation from everything on every issue is awkward.
It's a lot
so at least if
harder.
we can have it first with the doctor,
Right.
I can
It
see
sounds
it. but
harsh at first, but I guess there is
a
it's
sobering
needed.
reality
Yeah, it's
is
Right,
what that is
right.
for sure. Well, we can't get away from the over-the-top royal wedding celebration conversations this week. A UK dessert maker is now making life-sized cakes to look like Meghan and Harry. These are cakes. Listen to the ingredient list. 300 eggs, 33 pounds of sugar, 33 pounds of flour, 33 pounds of butter, and 110 pounds of icing. They are dressed in their outfits that they wore when they announced their engagement. At first, I thought they were creepy wax figures. So I guess I'm glad to hear that's fondant.
Yes, that is cake wars on a whole new level. I mean,
Wow.
we tried to make cupcakes, I think, a couple weeks ago, and I failed miserably. Trying to make an entire person, hats off.
Yep, so the celebration continues, even the edible ones. All right, we're going to check in with our happy hour forecast, and when we come back, a bit of a wedding fashion help from Scout and Mally's Boutique.
Good afternoon. A line of heavy showers and even a few thunderstorms are making its way now through parts of Florida and west central Florida. The activity was rather intense earlier over parts of Manatee County and also into Sarasota. It's lessening now, but there's some back building going on. The storms themselves are starting to break up a little bit, not nearly as intense as they once were. You can see that quite clearly as the large area of reds are, for the most part, gone over Sarasota County and Manatee County for that matter. But still some moderate to heavy rainfall into central Manatee and Sarasota County. Englewood getting some heavy rainfall. Northport, some light rain now, and some showers to the north near Lakewood Ranch, also near Perry. So some light rain still possible there over the next hour or so. Flooding to the north of us into Polk County near Winter Haven. As far as the forecast goes, this model was initialized a little bit behind, but we will see scattered showers on again and off again through this evening, and then maybe a little bit of a lull after midnight. So we'll see how that plays out. Right now, some energy coming up from the south is really creating these storms. We'll have more on that coming up at 5.
Many of us have eyes on the upcoming royal wedding, but here on the Suncoast, weddings can vary from classic traditional to a more relaxed beach wedding. With so many options, the big question is usually, how do we dress as wedding guests? Mary Alice Keller, owner of Scout and Molly's Boutique here in Sarasota, is here to show us fashion options for any wedding. All right, this is a great time. We're glad you're here. I know that there are so many options for weddings here on the Suncoast. As a guy, we pretty much will still wear the same thing. Help me understand what this means, what this means for the ladies.
Well, there's so many great venues here in Sarasota, and that's our first thought. Consider the venue. Where is the wedding, the ceremony, the reception going to be held? And take your lead from that.
And it is one of the great values. You know, we get to live in paradise, so you have the beach, but we also have venues like the Ringling Museum. It can be outside, it can be nighttime. So I know that that must dictate what someone will wear. Do you have any kind of rules or guidelines that you can give to someone when they're considering, well, what am I going to wear to this wedding?
For sure. Aside from the venue, take your cue from perhaps the invitation. Very often the couple might have a theme that's reflected, or they may even give you some hints about what they'll be wearing. Colors might be showcased on the invitation as well. And also take your cue from the couple. If they're more of a boho sort of bride and groom, you know they're not going to be all laced up and really formal. So those are a couple of things you can consider as you're planning your wedding outfits.
Their colors, though, you don't want to wear. Say the bridesmaids are going to be wearing blue. I wouldn't want to wear blue too.
That's another consideration as well, though there's so many shades of things, I think.
So I could go a different shade of blue.
Absolutely.
So it can inspire your choice.
There you go.
Well,
Complement
speaking
it.
of inspiration, you have so many different brands that you carry at Scout and Molly's, and you brought us a little selection that we can see for all different types of weddings. So let's start with the first look, the one on most people's minds right now, royal, the royal traditional look. Talk to us about this. This is fabulous.
Sure. Well, here we go. There's so much that I love about this outfit. Certainly, it's royal wedding worthy, isn't it? You've got the beautiful floral. The tea length is quite flattering. And of course, for the royal wedding, you must have your arms covered. So Regina has this beautiful wrap around her shoulders. She can certainly drop it as the ceremony is over and she goes on to other festivities. And I really love the hat.
Oh, yes.
It's a perfect accessory for this beautiful dress.
They're so perfect together. Look at those colors.
And great for Florida, because often the venues are chilly, but then you might dance and be warm.
Exactly.
So I love that.
Always good to carry a scarf or a wrap here in Florida
And
for that
I
reason.
do love the hat. I know that as we're looking at royal weddings, and you mentioned accessories, fascinators. Everyone's fascinated with fascinators this week.
We love them.
Yeah, so do you think that, are these making a comeback because of the wedding?
They definitely are. At Scout and Molly's, we've had fascinators in for quite some time. People were certainly getting geared up for the Derby and, of course, the royal wedding. There are just parties everywhere. We had our own a couple of weeks ago. But I'm finding, just in general, we've seen people wear fascinators all year round. It's a great little topper for a special event, adds a little unexpected accessory.
How
It's
fun. Well, thank you. You look royal. You look lovely. All right. Because of all the great venues and our great weather here, I know that daytime is another look that people are looking at. So let's see a daytime wedding look.
Shelby is wearing an example of what I say is a closet staple. It's a classic dress with beautiful lines. The cobalt blue color is stunning on just about everybody. And this is a dress you can accessorize up, you can accessorize it down. We have it paired with these mother of pearl necklace pieces, and the bracelet. You can do so many things. It's a perfect backdrop for a lot of different venues, from day into evening.
It is gorgeous. What a gorgeous look.
And
Thank
you can't be wrong.
You can't,
Right.
Yes.
No, not at all. It's
Well,
a great
speaking of taking us
staple.
from daytime into evening, because of the venues here on the Suncoast, lots of evening weddings.
Oh, yeah.
So let's see an evening look.
So evening is so fun, and this is one Trudy's got on. I call it classy, but a little bit sassy. We love the prints and the bold floral of this. The cream with the white and the gray is just striking. She's got the bell sleeve detail that is so on trend this time of year. Very, very flattering.
And it looks comfortable.
Doesn't
I mean,
it?
sometimes these weddings go on for hours and the parties. You just want to be comfortable.
You really do, and that's one of my rules, is
Yes.
to really think comfort.
Can you wear hats at night?
Oh, sure, you can do anything in Sarasota.
That's
We
why
like
we love
that.
living
Anything
here.
goes.
And, you know, an evening wedding, too, usually means dancing outside, dancing under the stars. Then this is a great outfit, I'm sure, to, like Stephanie said, it's comfortable,
She'll
but it looks
flow,
beautiful from every
yes.
angle.
That's right, that's right.
Gorgeous. Thank you so
Thank you,
much.
Trudy.
Traditional evening. All right, we mentioned beach weddings. I know Stephanie had a beach wedding. I love this next look. Let's take a look at this beach wedding look.
Well,
This is
the
gorgeous.
best beaches in the country. We are ready for a beach wedding in this beautiful print. I call it the colors of sunset. Melissa has it on. The fabric is light, it's airy, it flows. You've got those pockets that we
Oh,
love.
I love that. You can put your cell phone in there.
Yes, I'm hearing a lot about dresses with pockets, so this is a new thing, right, ladies?
love-
You haven't
we
had
love,
this
love, love
so much
pocket.
before. It's gorgeous. Really beautiful look and perfect for, you know, we have the best beaches in the country, so it's best to have the best look. Well, let's see all of the ladies one last time to get a look of all the different types of styles we can have for all the weddings here on the Suncoast. Fit for a queen, especially this week as we head into a royal wedding. Well, you can find the perfect outfit for your next special occasion, whether it be a wedding or any party, at Scout and Molly's Boutique. You can find them in downtown Sarasota. You can also check them out online, sarasota.scoutandmollys.com. Coming up next, do we need more variety in age ratings for movies? We're going to discuss.
I witnessed him have 2 heart attacks in ICU. He went through seizures.
We'd much rather have Aaron like this than dead. A lot of parents don't have that luxury.
He can't talk. He can't walk. This is a condition Aaron will live with for the rest of his life because he abused prescription pills.
Mind your meds. Learn more from the Partnership for Drug-Free Kids.
Peterson Toyota of Sarasota offers hundreds of models to choose from. And now you can take your shopping experience to the next level with SRQ Plus. You'll love its added benefits exclusively at Peterson Toyota of Sarasota or toyotaofsarasota.com.
My credit score was not that great.
I didn't understand what went into my credit score.
It was overwhelming.
Do you want to attain better credit health but don't know where to start? Credit Sesame can help by providing you a free credit score.
I love the app. It's so easy to use. It's like having your own financial coach.
Credit Sesame broke my credit score down into things that I understood, and it made me think I can do this.
And the awesome thing about Credit Sesame, it's free.
It's 100% free.
You don't need to go it alone. Get started today at creditsesame.com.
This is an important message for anyone with Medicare. You may be eligible for an all-in-one Medicare plan that combines hospital, medical, and prescription drug coverage together with extra benefits that may include dental, vision, hearing aids, and much more. Some of these plans have a $0 monthly premium regardless of your income. That's right. For one low plan premium, or in some cases a $0 premium, you may be able to get coverage for your hospital visits, doctor appointments, prescription drugs, routine dental care, eyeglasses and contact lenses, hearing aids, and possibly more. Today may be the first time you've heard about this type of Medicare plan. The advisors at the Medicare.com helpline are licensed insurance agents who will explain more when you call. Call now to see if you qualify. Call the number on your screen now. Call now to see if you qualify for these benefits. You worked hard for your Medicare. Now is the time for your Medicare to work hard for you. Not affiliated with or acting on behalf of any government agency or program.
Here's today's job of the day. ABC 7 is seeking a part-time news specialist for live news broadcasts, a public affairs show, and paid programs. Visit mysuncoast.com/job of the day to apply.
Here's a fun question. Are PG-13 ratings too permissive for what kids can see? Have you seen a PG-13 movie lately? There's plenty in them. So parents are now asking if the current system tells enough about the movie content. So University of Pennsylvania researched some parents and found that they don't think that the PG-13 movies are appropriate for that target audience of preteens and early teens. Parents say justified gun violence, like self-protection, is okay for maybe 15-year-olds, and the unjustified but non-graphic violence, better for when you're 16. The adult content, sexuality, nudity, and language are becoming more and more common in PG-13 movies. So it's been put out there, do we need a PG-15? Have you, either of you, I know your kids are a little bit younger, although you've got grandchildren getting closer. Have you sat through you sat through a PG-13 movie, even yourself, where you thought, boy, I don't know if I'd want my 13-year-old here?
I have, and thought this is just not appropriate. This is embarrassing to me, and what would it, because words.
I agree.
Now words sometimes bother me too.
Yeah,
I'll have to
agree.
admit.
There's a lot of words in PG-13.
It's not just movies, but I think specifically movies. But we are bombarded by images all the time, and so it's very hard. Because I agree. I think if I think back, 15 is the age. Actually, I left my parents' home, and so from that moment on, I could watch anything I wanted. They couldn't tell me no, but I think 15 would be a good age for that. There's a lot there. It's hard though, because if they go to a friend's house, that doesn't mean they're not going to be watching something that they shouldn't.
Well, they're bombarded by enough. Certainly they see this on television and on the beach and everything.
They're going to see it anyway.
Yeah.
I hate to say
My
it.
mom, though, had a different stance on violence. Like, she was very okay with sex and nudity to a degree of, like, it was open and discussed in our home. But violence, she was a little more protective of. So I think, you know, the rating might want to include a violence level. I was watching The Walking Dead the other day, and I thought, wow, there was a lot of gun violence.
Yes.
And then you think about what's going on in the world, and you're like,
violence
is
in
there?
The Walking Dead?
Yes.
They're Walking Dead
and that's
people.
on at night, though. No, but you know what I mean? It's just the violence, I think, is the bigger thing, or at least
and
from
not
my
to make
upbringing.
this too heavy, but you know, with all the violence we're hearing about with the young kids anyway, reinforcing it in the movies is nothing that needs to be happening. You know, because they do become desensitized to it. I mean,
absolutely.
And that's a big jump, PG-13 to then R, or R.
That's the jump right now.
That's 5 years. Those are 5 important years. You know, there's a lot going on from a 13-year-old to an 18-year-old.
And I think, and I don't quote me on this, but the video games have that in-between ranking where there's like a teen ranking, there's a mature ranking, and then there's the over 18 ranking. Oh, I just got told there's no in between.
That would be a good idea. I mean, I think, or at least some idea. You know, you'll watch a lot of them now that says this has nudity or violence or excessive language, so you can choose. Oh, I don't want to expose that. So it's helpful to know why it is leveled. You know,
and it's hard on the
how it
parents. I mean, you can send them to a PG-13 movie thinking it'll be fine, and you come home and think, whew, that was.
They learned a few new words.
Yes, we learned something there. All right, coming up next, we'll show you how the kids from Booker Elementary are learning in whole new ways. Stay with us.
I heard about the Dotoli Cancer Center through friends of mine who had been treated here and were very pleased with the treatment.
If there is prostate cancer, we at the Dotoli Cancer Center will find it using 3D color flow Doppler ultrasound.
And that helped precisely identify where my cancer was and some additional cancers that were not found during the biopsy. I would recommend the Dotoli Cancer Center. As a group of human beings, they are unbelievably great.
The following message is brought to you by Mesobook.com.
People who have been diagnosed with mesothelioma have many questions. How did I get this disease? What are my treatment options? How will this affect my loved ones? You need answers, which is why we offer a free book written by medical professionals who have treated mesothelioma.
Call toll-free at 1-800-777-1366 or go to mesobook.com.
According to a new survey by U.S. News & World Report, 3 of Alabama's top 4 hotels and resorts are part of the Robert Trent Jones Golf Trail Resort Collection. The Grand Hotel Marriott Resort in Point Clear, the Battle House Renaissance Mobile Hotel and Spa, and the Renaissance Birmingham Ross Bridge Golf Resort and Spa. Hey, we didn't invent Southern hospitality, we just offer more of it. Visit rtjgolf.com/resorts to find out more.
Me, pick me. Oh, come on, man. Oh, man, I love technology. Hey, yo, check out my new phone. Look at this right here. For years, the DeSoto Club has needed improvements. Join me and Boys and Girls Club of Manatee County as we raise money to build a brand new facility. It will be bigger and better, just like it was 40 years ago when I attended. Invest in kids, build great futures.
For more than 100 years, American Humane Association has been teaching kids to be kind to animals. Those in our homes, on the farms, on the silver screen, and wildlife conservation, caring for the world's vanishing creatures. But we can't do it alone. Visit kindness100.org to find ways to teach kids how they can make a more caring, compassionate, and humane world for all of us.
My name is Haley. I have Fragile X syndrome. I work with Chartwells at Einstein's and FAU. I like being up front and interacting with students. The students are very nice and very hungry. Having a job is a big ticket for independence.
Hi, this is Dan Marino. When your business recruits people with disabilities, everybody wins. To find out how, go to disabilitieswork.employflorida.com.
Sarasota students have an awesome opportunity to learn about the arts thanks to a program called Any Given Child Sarasota. It's a partnership between the John F. Kennedy Center for Performing Arts in Washington, D.C. and Sarasota County Schools. Its purpose to enhance and expand a high-quality arts education for all our students. And just to brag just a little bit, the Kennedy Center chose Sarasota because the strength of the arts in our community and the way schools, businesses, and philanthropy work together. Maybe I need some speech lessons on that last one. And I've got a teacher here, Jessica DeLorenzo from Any Given Child. Welcome so much. And Sherry Gunderson, 5th grade teacher. You could teach me to say that, couldn't you? She's from Booker Middle School, Booker Elementary School. You brought some 5th graders for us today. We are so happy to have you guys. Now, through Any Given Child, there's a program called Project Elevate. What is that, Jessica?
That's right. So Project Elevate, we're lucky enough to have this program due to a grant from the Department of Education. And we are able to bring arts integration into 4 of our Title I elementary schools and provide professional development for teachers that work in these schools. And there are 3 different levels of that professional development. So first, the teachers get to engage in workshops with national teaching artists. Then they experience classroom modeling within their own classrooms with their students so they can really see it in action. And then there's a coaching component where I get to work side by side with the teacher and we think about the different pieces of their curriculum that they can weave into these strategies in order to elevate learning and bring arts integration to a whole new level.
Now, Sherry, you're a part of this.
Yes,
How
ma'am.
does this impact your teaching?
Well, I think that, you know, being so bound to the standards, it's really hard sometimes to bring creativity into the classroom because you always want to be rigorous. And so what I was worried about in the beginning was that it was going to be fluffy. And it was not at all, because Jessica was able to bring it in and show me how to tie it directly to the standards. And I just found that the kids remember the experiences much better than they just remember facts and figures and knowledge.
And it may help in the long run, you know, because we know you have to hit those test scores and those standards.
And I know it works because I watched them take the science test and I could see them like working out the hand motions of what we've done. So I know they're getting to the knowledge.
Oh, that's great. What's the future of it? Are we going to get to continue?
Yeah, so due to the popularity, we had many teachers in the district that were like, okay, we want on board, bring it to our school. So we've gone from 4 Title I schools to now 22 elementary schools in the district. So more than 96 teachers are like, bring it on, we want more of this. And so we are in the 4th year of our grant. We are in a non-funded extension year, but we are really hopeful that the community will really see the impact that it's making in the schools and the teachers and the children, and will want to help support this and keep it going.
We want a demonstration. Now, you brought some of your students with you.
I did bring some of them, yes.
And they're going to give us a demonstration. Could you bring them up here?
Absolutely. Come on up.
Here they come. very nicely mannered here today.
Thank you.
Now, first, can you tell us what we're going to be hearing?
Yes, they were given a challenge where they had to read a paragraph in their science book, and it was about how a comet was formed. And then they have to decide the order and the sequence that they're going to present that, and they have to use their student voice in order to explain what the text has told them. So they are going to show you how a comet is formed.
Oh, in one line.
Yep, we're going to get a little
let's go to
preview
the
of
other
the
end, Stephanie,
information.
and let's hear from each of you now.
This is how a comet is formed. Chunks of rocks, ice, gas, and dust orbit the sun.
As the comet moves closely to the sun, they begin to break apart.
The particles reflect the sunlight, creating a tail. The tail always points away from the sun.
Amazing. And now we are going to have a demonstration.
Yes. So arts integration is actually taking a piece of the content and then demonstrating it through an art form. So they're learning the art form of movement, and they're going to now demonstrate how a comet is formed through dance.
Okay, take it away, guys. I have learned about comets this morning. Oh,
You turn around, so I'll poke my head in so I can get a microphone in there.
Let's start on this. And what did you learn from all this?
Well, I learned that you can express your ways in by body movement and stuff.
Who else wants to tell us what they learned?
I learned how to work well with my classmates.
Oh, that's important.
Very important.
That's very important.
Anyone else
So
want to
how do you
share?
like the way to learn like this? How do you like this way of learning?
We like the way of learning, like having fun and learning stuff.
It makes it more fun?
Yes.
Yeah? Do you think you'll remember it longer? Who wants to answer that?
Yes, because I read an article and study shows that if you move your body, it helps you remember stuff.
Good.
I read that article too.
Who thought the science test was easier after learning it this way? Anybody?
We haven't talked to her, have we?
Good.
Let's talk to her.
Do you want to add anything?
You can express yourself by, you can express your feelings by your body. And we used BEST. The B stands for body, the E stands for energy, and the S stands for space, and the T stands for time.
And it makes you your best.
I love it. You guys are awesome. I bet you remember this all your life. How
bet.
a comet is formed. I will. This is so great. Thank you so much. You guys are awesome. Thank you so much for being here. And for more information on Any Given Child Sarasota, you can visit their website. Next, Tile Outlets teaches us all about wood plank sizes for our homes.
Get breaking news alerts focused on the Suncoast. Download the ABC7 News app.
My credit score was not that great.
I didn't understand what went into my credit score. It was overwhelming.
Do you want to attain better credit health but don't know where to start? Credit Sesame can help by providing you a free credit score.
I love the app. It's so easy to use. It's like having your own financial coach. Credit Sesame broke my credit score down into things that I understood, and it made me think I can do this.
And the awesome thing about Credit Sesame, it's free.
It's 100% free.
You don't need to go it alone. Get started today at creditsesame.com.
This is an ABC7 News Update.
Hello, I'm Scott Dennis. Here's what's coming up at 5 o'clock. How Suncoast schools are cracking down on distractions during this year's graduation ceremonies. Plus, an important health alert involving 4 popular beaches here on the Suncoast. Let's get a check on our weather with Chief Meteorologist meteorologist Bob Harrigan. Bob.
Scott, some big storms have been firing up in the Gulf and pushing on shore. They're starting to weaken, but they're back building. The outflow from these heavier storms now running into that southwesterly flow, actually creating this rain to move back toward the coast. Now you see that there, and then the outflow creating these other showers all the way down to Osprey and Venice. And the heaviest activity by far near Venice, Nokomis, stretching just south of Northport and south of Inglewood right now. Some heavier showers well east of I-75, but still some tough driving conditions along I-75. The only flood advisory now in effect for parts of Hillsborough and into Polk County at this point. We'll have more coming up at 5. See you then.
ABC 7 News at 7, weeknights.
This is your brain. This is drugs. This is your brain on drugs. Any questions?
Yeah, I have questions.
Prescription drugs aren't as bad as street drugs, right?
Weed's legal, isn't it?
Drinking is worse than smoking weed.
Isn't it? Why
is heroin so addictive?
Molly just makes you feel happy.
I have questions.
Mom?
Dad, did you ever try drugs?
They're going to ask. Be ready. Go to drugfree.org. A message from Partnership for Drug-Free Kids.
If you're only hungry for a slice of apple pie, why buy the whole pie? And you certainly wouldn't want to pay for an all-you-can-eat buffet. So if you don't use your cell phone that much, why get charged for a plan that's too big or even an unlimited plan? Luckily, there's still a wireless company that shares your values. Welcome to Consumer Cellular. Our average customer pays about $25 a month for everything they need. Many pay even less, as plans start at just $15 a month. You'll get a straightforward bill that's easy to understand with no surprises and all the attention you deserve from our friendly customer service team. No wonder Consumer Cellular has received the J.D. Power Award for highest customer service 4 times in a row. Plus, if you're an AARP member, you'll receive special discounts. It's easy to switch. You can even keep your phone and your number. So stop paying for more than you need and start your 30-day risk-free trial today. Call 800-457-2317. Go online or visit a Target store today.
Many of us love the look of wood flooring, but not the maintenance and wear and tear issues that go along with it. Kate Spencer from Tile Outlets of America is here to show us options in the very popular wood look tiles. So I have learned from talking to you that wood look tiles are classified by lengths.
Yes, so there's so many varieties of lengths, you know, so you think of, we're going to talk about widths of the planks, you know, and we're going to talk about lengths of the planks, because I think they're both, you know, really important, and there's a lot of uses that you can do, so we're going to look at some ideas.
How do you know where to start? That is the overwhelming part. You know, you've got the 20s, the 30s, the 40 inches of the lengths. Does a big room mean big tiles?
Not necessarily, so don't, you know, a lot of people run into, like, they have a small space, they think they need a small tile. That's not necessarily true. I would say your rule of thumb is always go for the look and the design and the color that's going to complement your room.
Okay, and that's why you have people to help.
Because that's where you're going to find, you know, and there's varieties in all the lengths, so really go for the look first. Don't worry about the size.
And then you'll figure out what size we need. So let's start by options in 24-inch planks.
Yeah, so 6x24 is a very popular plank, so you're going to see a lot of this that's been out there for a long time, and that's been the, you know, going population. It's actually going to get larger as we go, but you can see in some of these images, you can't tell the size of the tile.
No,
you know, so when you look through all of the images that we're going to show today, you're not going to be able to say, well, that's a 24 versus, you know, the next one, you know. So again, so you go from more of a lighter wood to a darker wood. Again, you're going to want to pick the tile that's going to, you know, complement your design in your home.
Oh, wow. And then you can make the size work in whichever pattern you're looking for.
This is a tile that's on the desk that we're going to show you. This was featured in A&E Flip Wars Buying Blind here in Sarasota. And this home just aired just a couple weeks ago, and that's a 6x24 used in the entire home.
That's this one here?
Wow. And that's this one here, and I mean, and when you look at a single piece versus an entire room scene, it really, you know, is dynamite.
Yeah, absolutely, and it's got really cool grain to it. It looks like a barn door.
This is like a barn wood.
And it's nice when you look at the tile to see what it can become, because sometimes it can be hard to visualize it until you see it laid out in an entire room.
And I would tell you, take a box home, lay it out, lay an entire box home, you know, just so you can get that variation of the look.
And you can do that. We can bring it home, we can look at it in the floor, and then come back and
bring it back.
Adjust. Okay, that's good to know. All right, so we looked at 24-inch ones, and you said you also then have some 30-inch examples.
So 30 inches again. 30 is going to range, and you know, from a 30 to a 32, 36. So you kind of, again, I want to show you. This is a wall and floor. This is a bathroom. Don't think of wood planks just on your floor. So look at that, a 30-inch plank on your shower wall. What a great little compliment that is. The floor is a darker color, and the walls is a lighter color. So there you have two, colors in the same format that you can actually make that a wood look in your bathroom.
Okay, so
you wouldn't think about that.
No, and it
this design,
makes
I love
sense
this.
too. Yeah, what do you call
this?
that?
This is a herringbone.
Okay.
So this is really you can do a herringbone in any size. So don't be, people used to think you could only do that in a smaller format. Here's a 36-inch plank done in a herringbone pattern. And it really just changes the look of the room.
Yes, the way it was laid out, it's gorgeous.
Yeah. This is actually a 10-inch wide plank by 30. So 10 inches wide by 30 long. Again, though, when you look at a room all done like that, it's really hard to tell sizes necessarily. So don't be scared by any sizes that you have. And this is a 36-inch plank as well in a lighter tone.
Classic. It's very pretty.
Yeah, very modern.
Yeah, lots of different options.
Yeah, a lot of different options.
Yeah, and that's great because again, there's not that many options in regular wood, so you really get to open up what you want to do when you use the wood plank look. Yeah. And then 40 inches, which sounds absolutely enormous.
And it is not enormous. Believe it or not, I just came back from a show and they're even got 70-inch planks now. So I mean, it's not as enormous as it may look in a picture. So I think that's what's kind of going to be really interesting that you can see. This is a 48-inch long plank. Wow. Again, with like a little wear in it, so it kind of gives you that little textured wear, and really fun. So I mean, don't be afraid of the size of a 40 inches, 4 feet. I mean, I carried it in. It's like a long plank, but it really takes up a think about this in a small space. Less grout joining, really clean lines. So keep that in mind when you're looking at that, because I think that's going to be something that you guys can play. Again, look at this in a diagonal.
Oh wow!
So it changes the room view of how you're looking at it. Don't always think that you have to go straight on. Another herringbone look in a larger format. So don't be afraid to use that large. And this I love. Cool. They actually took 6 of the 48-inch planks, laid them together, and made that kind of like a box weave kind of look in the floor. So it's not just laying them straight, so you have a lot of designs. And this is my favorite. Actually, the color is Pinot Noir, and we brought that one as our feature one to show you on the floor. But what a great idea to name a series of wood as, white colors. I love that,
Well, and the durability is there. Is the durability to the point that you even have these go outside in porcelain?
Yeah, absolutely. Porcelain planks are totally suitable for an outdoor environment. So you can take these out. Some come with a little bit of texture on them. So if you have them out around a lanai that might get wet or whatever, it, totally works.
All right, there is a wood plank tile for everyone. And of course, the designers at Tile Outlets of America are there to help you figure out what works in your home. Do not be intimidated. You can bring them home, try it out, and then exchange as needed. You can visit them in Tampa, Fort Myers, and right here in Sarasota on Cattleman Road, or find them online at tileoutlets.com. We'll be right back. Yay.
I heard about the Dotoli Cancer Center through friends of mine who had been treated here and were very pleased with the treatment.
If there is prostate cancer, we at the Dotoli Cancer Center will find it using 3D color flow Doppler ultrasound.
And that helped precisely identify where my cancer was. I can tell you that you will not find a finer, more professional team of clinicians anywhere in the world.
According to Golf Digest, 2 of the nation's top golf resorts are on the Robert Trent Jones Golf Trail, the Alberto Palaika Marriott at Grand National, and the Renaissance Ross Bridge Golf Resort and Spa in Birmingham. Plus, the Marriott at Grand National was recognized as Hotel of the Year by Marriott International. Experience luxury and world-class golf Southern style. Visit RTJ Golf/resorts or call 800-949-4444 to book your trip to the trail.
Thanks to the Leukemia and Lymphoma Society, what was once impossible is happening today for thousands of patients with blood cancer.
I live.
I live. I live. I live.
I live.
She lives.
Because of the research done by the Leukemia and Lymphoma Society in the battle against blood cancer.
If you had a chance to support the research that is saving lives, what would you do?
I am the resident district manager on the FAU campus for Chartwell. Whenever I see Haley, I do not see a person with a disability. I see a person with extraordinary abilities. Haley is always smiling. She's always on time. She gives fantastic customer service and is always focused on any job that she's given.
Hi, this is Dan Marino. When your business recruits people with disabilities, everybody wins.
To find out how, go to abilitieswork.employflorida.com.
When my youngest, Addie, was 2.5, she was diagnosed with leukemia. When we first heard that diagnosis, you feel extremely alone. Walking in that Light the Night light with 6,000 people carrying lights, white for survivors, red for supporters, gold in memory of those who have passed. It's the Leukemia and Lymphoma Society's hope that every year there are fewer gold lanterns. Your lantern will make a difference.
Start a team, join a team.
Help us light the night.
Stay connected to your clients and new customers using ABC7 Digital Media Services. Our team of professionals provide a wide array of digital services to help you get the most out of your website. We specialize in building and helping you maintain the most effective digital solutions for your business. It's vital that your online presence stands out, so our experts will equip you with the best resources available. Trust ABC7 Digital Media Services to give you the right tools to grow your business.
Okay, it's Royal Wedding Week, and unbeknownst to us, we have some royal souvenirs right here with us.
We do.
What is this, Linda?
I got this cup at Buckingham Palace, and the Queen was there. I know because I think her flag was up. She wasn't in the gift shop where I bought it.
Now, what is the story behind the mug? Do they use these as part of their tea service, or is this just to remind you of the crests and the crown?
They do use it in some of their services when they have some of those very long tables with like 150 people there, where they're serving everybody and then removing the china,
See what happens when you move? You unpack your souvenirs.
You do.
You find them again. All right, well, this is Linda's royal mug, but you can get it on all the royalty action, of course, this weekend with the royal wedding coverage. It begins right here on ABC7 at 5 a.m. They will actually be married around 7 a.m. our time, and the continuing coverage will go until 10 a.m. So tune in, DVR it, enjoy. Next, we're headed to the kitchen with Eliza Ann's.
Check out mysuncoast.com/dining, your guide to the foodie lifestyle.
My credit score was not that great.
I didn't understand what went into my credit score. It was overwhelming.
Do you want to attain better credit health but don't know where to start? Credit Sesame can help by providing you a free credit score.
I love the app. It's so easy to use. It's like having your own financial coach. Credit Sesame broke my credit score down into things that I understood, and it made me think, I can do this.
And the awesome thing about Credit Sesame, it's free.
It's 100% free. You don't need to go it alone. Get started today at creditsesame.com.
This is an ABC7 News Update.
Hello, I'm Jacqueline Matter. Here's what we're working on for 5 o'clock. Florida leads the nation in both boating accidents and boating deaths. How local law enforcement is working to ensure boater safety on the water. Taking a quick look at your first alert traffic right now, I-75 is backed up in the northbound lanes between the Fruitville Road exit and State Road 64. However, the southbound lanes are looking clear tonight. Now let's get a check on our first alert weather forecast with Bob.
Well, the morning was fairly good, but the afternoon turned out pretty wet across places. Heavy rainfall rates up to about 2 inches an hour fell in some locations. Heaviest rain by far into Hillsborough and Polk County. You can see that a tremendous amount of rainfall now into Charlotte County heading that way. The heavy rain that was around earlier caused some outflow, which caused this light to moderate to, at times, heavy rainfall to develop just to the west of that intense line. You can see some light rain along the coastline right now. We'll have a radar update coming up at 5. See you then.
ABC7, the Suncoast's official Florida lottery station.
Rugs as Art, Sarasota's only area rug superstore.
Since 2004, Embracing Our Differences has used the power of art and education to promote diversity. One way it accomplishes this is through its annual outdoor exhibition of 45 billboard-sized works of art, each accompanied by an inspirational quote. Join us in creating a community that is inclusive for all, where differences are embraced and individuality is celebrated. We invite you to celebrate the voices and visions of diversity and inclusion at this year's exhibit at Sarasota's Island Park.
Did you know you could get life insurance for less than 32 cents a day?
With guaranteed acceptance whole life insurance through TrueStage, you can get up to $25,000 in protection with a single phone call. TrueStage can help free your family from immediate financial stress when you're gone.
Utility bills, mortgages, car payments, those are a lot of things that can add up pretty fast.
And even if you're on a fixed income, prices fit your budget, starting at less than 32 cents a day. Plus, your price will never increase and your benefit will never decrease. And with no medical tests or health questions, you cannot be turned down for any reason. Call 1-800-842-7189. Now, for a free, no-obligation quote, TrueStage offers plans to fit your budget. Help protect your family from immediate financial burdens after you're gone with guaranteed acceptance whole life insurance through TrueStage. Call 1-800-842-7189 now.
Chris Domine is a husband, father, an athlete, even an Ironman. But 10 years ago, Chris's kidneys were failing.
The doctor said if you don't do dialysis, if you don't get a kidney transplant, you are going to die.
Then Chris received a second chance, made possible by an organ donor.
Your well-being changes from loss of hope to better times ahead.
Imagine what you could make possible. Learn more and sign up as an organ, eye, and tissue donor. Go to organdonor.gov.
Coming up Friday at 4 on Suncoast View, Royal Wedding Week is wrapping up, but not before our furry friends get their moment in the spotlight. We'll learn about making pets part of the wedding ceremonies and how it is trending. Linda will learn how Pilates is a great way to get stronger for people of all ages. Plus, a big special announcement from Tervis, and Cafe Barboso joins us in the kitchen.
Welcome back. We're here with Executive Chef James from Eliza Ann's Coastal Kitchen.
Hello.
What are we doing today? Good morning.
We're going to do some pecan-crusted red snapper.
Oh, this sounds good.
Yeah, that does.
Yeah.
All right.
So let's get started. So what we want to do is build the crust.
Okay.
So if Linda could just add some ingredients in here, we'll drop some pecans.
Does it matter where you start?
Nope. Usually
all the pecans?
Yep, all of them.
Okay.
Yep. And then we'll add the fresh sage and thyme.
That's sage and thyme?
Yeah.
Isn't there a song name?
Parsley, sage, rosemary, and
thyme.
A little drizzle of maple syrup would
just
be good.
Just a drizzle,
yeah,
not
just
the whole
enough.
thing?
Nope, not just.
Tell me when to stop. Say
I will.
Stop. Say stop.
There you go. When.
Okay.
A little pinch of salt and pepper.
Is that this?
Right. Yep, that's that. It's got a little allspice in there as well.
Okay, just one pinch.
Yeah, just a little pinch. We don't want our food to be too salty.
What is this?
A little cornstarch to help bind it.
The
you
whole
can dump
thing?
about half of it or so. It's,
wow.
We're gonna just eye it up today.
Okay, that's half, I think.
Yes, and then a pinch of black pepper.
Good, I'm glad we're not putting this whole thing in. Okay, pinch of black pepper.
And that's it, and then we'll pop the lid on.
Oh dear, here comes the hard part.
Yeah, the hard part, right? We just turn it on.
We did it!
Here we did it, success. So basically what you want to do is you kind of want to grind this down to a small granular size, which is about there.
Ah, we made it.
So that looks wonderful.
Yes, it does.
Okay, and then we have the finished crust right here. This is basically what you're looking for. So the next step is to actually prepare the fish for the crust. So if you don't mind, Linda, if you could put a little mustard on the fish.
Oh, so you're going to dredge with mustard.
Yeah, so that kind of like is like the glue
Yeah,
to keep the crust on there. Yes.
Oh, so it's got to cover all of it.
Correct.
I never thought about using anything other than egg. That's a great idea.
So impart some flavor, some acid.
Do I need to put it on the sides?
Not really, but you can.
But I did.
Let's just do it. We'll go with it.
Okay.
It looks wonderful. So then from that point,
okay.
From there, then what you'll do is you'll take the fish and you'll place it down in the crust.
Want some on the other side?
No, we just do it on one top.
Oh, I didn't know that.
So you'll basically start the pan. I like to use a non-stick. It's a little easier to make sure the fish and the crust come off the pan. Start it on medium-low heat. You don't want this to be too hot because you'll end up burning the nuts on the fish because they have a high oil content. So you want to kind of go slow with it. So you have the crust. You just kind of pack it back down, make sure it's adheres to the fish, and then you place it into your butter. I predominantly cook with just butter, a little bit of oil. We're a Southern-style restaurant, so we're not afraid of using butter. We're not a fat-free kind of restaurant space.
That's okay.
You're going to see.
Afraid of eating it.
Yeah, so you're going to get a lot of, full-flavored food there.
Okay, let's work on the rest of the dish here. What do we got here?
So we have the pickled escarole.
Oh, it smells good.
This is some pickles we make with Hungarian peppers, some sweet peppers.
Okay.
If we add a little escarole into that, we'll just wilt it down.
Okay. All of it?
Yep, all of it. And then as this gets a little warmer, you'll see it.
Give it a little toss?
Yeah, just a little toss. We're just going to fold it in. Basically, at the restaurant, we just kind of lightly wilt it.
Okay.
Because we want to keep the texture of all the vegetables. And then what we finish this plate with is a maple brown butter sauce that I make with a reduction of white wine, vinegar, lots of aromatics, some browned butter, and some grade A maple syrup.
All right, well, I see you have a fish ready to go. Should we do a little plating?
Yeah, sure. So basically what we'll do is we always start with the sauce on the bottom.
Okay. Here, I'm going to put this right here.
That's fine.
Does that work okay?
Yeah, perfect. So we always do a little puddle of sauce in the middle. And then from there we will add a little bit. I got another spoon handy.
Okay.
Unless you'd like to.
No, go right ahead. It'll look better if you do it.
Okay. So then we place some of the escarole here. Nice colors. Very simple food here at Eliza Ann's. We try not to, go too technical with food. I think the best food, simple food. So you place the fish on top. It's got a nice upscale presentation
without
being too fussy.
And lots of other great things I see here. The fried green tomatoes, some hush puppies, some biscuits. Great Southern cooking at Eliza Ann's Coastal Kitchen. And this is all part of the Waterline Marina and Resort on Holmes Beach and Anna Maria Island. So go out and check it out. It's a great place to spend a summer afternoon, that is for sure. Maria, great to have you with us.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you for being here with us. Everybody enjoy the rest of your day and take some time and enjoy the Suncoast view. Zoe's digging in.
Yep.
Yes.